welcome to another episode of the Wooly Mastadon Creates podcast, episode 6. My name is Tori, or Victoria, the creative behind the crazy, and it is March 8th, a Friday. Today will probably be a lighter episode, but that's okay because I've done a lot of work on one project in particular that I'm excited to show you because it's close to being done. Before I jump into all the fun stuff, I'll just go over where you can find me and stuff on the internet. At this point, I'm most active on Instagram as Victoria Schwanke. You can find me on Ravelry as lilwestie, Lilwestie. You can find me on Facebook as Victoria Schaffner, but I would just suggest going to the Wooly Mastadon Facebook page, and then you can find me on Instagram under Victoria Schaffner or search Wooly Mastadon Creates and you'll find it there. I also have a blog, woolymastodon.wordpress.com. Everything will be linked in the show notes, as well as I have a few links where you can to get the show notes because those are all on the blog right with this video below. But with that, I think we should just get right into stuff today. The downside is I have no finished objects. I guess my knitting mojo hasn't been that great. But that is okay because the truth is I've been working on one project in particular. So I think I don't say it, that's not the first thing I have listed, but I'm just going to skip to it anyway. Because I am working on my Vistori sweater by Emily Ringelman. You've been seeing this for months now, and I'm still working on it. But the main difference with this is, and like I was saying the past month, the body is finished. You can't even see it. Oh, let's see if you can see the cable. I hope it focuses properly. Ah, look at that. It's a beautiful cable pattern down the center of the body. And then the bottom has the moss stitch base. I don't know if I'm a super fan of that, but I like how it looks. Thus far, the body of the sweater, I knit 2 pattern. I think I omitted a few increase rounds, I should say, in the waist shaping just because it was long enough already because my road gauge didn't match. So I was trying it on as I went. But I have the body of a sweater and I am working on the first sleeve. What is this what everybody's calling Sleeve Island lately? I don't know. I don't know if that means I've gotten one done and I have the last one to do, or if Sleeve Island just means you're on the sleeves. I'm not cool enough to figure that out yet, but I'm on a sleeve and I have another sleeve to go, so that makes me happy. I'm pretty far on this sweater. I can't wait to have this done. The only modification I'm thinking of doing, you can call me crazy if you want, but I want to knit the sleeves a little extra long because my absolute favorite feature to a lot of like hoodies and sweaters is when you can pull that it's got the thumb hole and the sleeves go all the way down over your hands. And I kind of want to mod that so this has it. I know this sweater, you wouldn't think this would be the style of sweater that would have that on there, but it's my sweater and I love those things, so I think I might do that because if I do it right, you can just make it so you can roll up the cuff too, so you wouldn't notice that the thumb hole is there if you don't want to wear it that way. And then I'll have to pick up stitches around the neck and knit that as well. But I'm on the sleeves, the body is done, and I'm so excited for this thing. Oh, it is knit out of Knit Picks Wool of the Andes in the Blackberry colorway, and I am using US size 6 4mm needles and US size 5, let me cheat here and check, 3.75mm needles. So I went down from what the pattern suggested, but I knit at a very loose gauge, always have, so I normally have to go at least 1 if not 2 needle sizes down from the pattern to even swatch. It doesn't pay for me to swatch at the pattern size suggested. But I have made a serious dent out of that since last month and I am very happy with it. That was mostly because of a storm we had, but I will get into that at the end of the episode should you care to listen. But this sweater is this far and I'm so excited. My second work in progress, which you guys have seen 8 million times, you're probably sick of. Well, it's a hoe now. It's a half object. Almost. I finished the first tube of my 9-inch circular socks, what I'm calling them because I'm knitting them on 9-inch circular needles. And yeah, I've got the first tube knit. Hopefully it'll focus enough for you to be able to see that I've got the line there for the afterthought heel. I do like the forethought afterthought heel. And then I have a barely a toe. Barely a toe. I need some advice though. I found that I cannot cast on a sock, like a toe-up sock, on 9-inch circulars. Is there a trick to doing that? Can you do that? Because I had to knit these on I just knit them on my double pointed needles, and then once I had fully increased the toe, I put it on the 9-inch circular to knit away. But I'm curious if you guys have tips for how to make that work, because I've been enjoying the fact that you can knit, and just set it down at any time. I think I've said this before, but I mean, I'm trying to get my rhythm with 9-inch circulars, but the good thing about it is at any time I can just set it down. I don't have to finish a row like I felt I needed to. That's just me. But I felt like I needed to finish a row when I magic looped. So I don't know. I like that. These are US size 1. Are they 0? Or no. US size 0, 2mm, 9-inch circulars, Chiago. Got them at my local yarn shop to me that I sadly hardly ever go to. I'm just not as fond of that one as the one in St. Germain, Wisconsin, which is 2 hours away, but we won't go there. This is a German yarn, online, 4-ply. It's like online super socket. In a 4-ply. I think it's one of their street colorways, but I couldn't find a colorway for it. I mean, I'll have all the information I have for it in the show notes, but that's what I've got thus far. 1 sock knit, 1 tube knit, another tube on the way, and then we'll add in the heels. My favorite way to knit socks, because I don't have to think. In my Knit Picks adorable kitten bag. It's the sweetest thing, but that's where that is. My last work in progress you guys have sort of seen already, except you haven't, because I've got tags hanging off of this. I had talked about starting to design a shawl pattern called a hug, because I had some Wool of the Andes yarn in the Delft Heather colorway that my mom had picked out for a shawl, and I never knit it for her, never got to it, so I decided it was fitting to knit something for myself that I could just wear that was cozy. Well, I had cast something on with a cable and a triangular shape, and I just didn't like how it was looking, so I have cast on, I ripped that out, that's frogged, and I have cast on again and started again, and basically decided to go for something super simple. I mean, I don't know if, I'm writing down what I'm doing with this pattern, so once it's done and you can see where it's going, if you're interested, I will publish it, probably just for free, but if it works out, we'll see. But I'm liking how this is working out. This is on US size 9, 5.5mm needles. So it's very, very squishy and soft. And I'm hoping it'll just be nice and warm and cozy. So we'll see where this goes. The goal is to get this done sooner than later, but because I've been knitting obsessively on the sweater, I don't know. I haven't been knitting on this very much. But that is working on my PhD knitting bag from Knit Picks. The only knitting bags I have, a lot of people will buy them online. I just have these couple pouches from Knit Picks, and then the few bags I knit. The few bags I sewed myself, and then project bag wise, I just use pouches I found at the store. I'm not that fancy to have things. I'm trying to look here, like my favorite sock bag ever, which I really should sew another one because I've had this for years and years, but I really should make some more. But for now, these are great. But that's all I have on the needles, are those 3 things. I don't have anything else on the needles right now except for maybe some things that are in hibernation, like probably a dishcloth somewhere, baby hat somewhere, I don't know, but those are the things I'm working on right now. So we'll just keep moving on. Like I said, this is going to be a short episode because I have been working on that sweater like crazy, and so I've been putting all my time and effort into that and a few other things. But so let's move on to upcoming cast-ons. I've been showing you that yarn for Justin's hat, and in fact I can reach. It's yarn I need to cast on Justin's hat eventually here. I need to do that because it's been sitting here ready to be cast on. I'll just probably do like a simple ribbed hat and go from there. Something nice and warm, but it's still cold here, so I keep saying I have time, but I really need to get to it, because the more I say I have time, soon I won't have time, and then it'll be summer. And then I'll have time, but he won't be able to wear it when it's done. So another upcoming cast on, we are going on a trip this next week, and I will get into that later on in the episode, but I am bringing some yarn that I had gotten, obviously on clearance for, what, $2.99? I don't know. Some red heart. It's this heart and soul sock yarn. I've had this for ages, and I just never knit it up in the Lake House colorway. It's a cute colorway. So I think what I will do is I'm just bringing this along, ready to go. So if the only plan is to only bring the socks to knit on. I might bring that shawl just because I'm kind of putting a deadline on it, but otherwise the sweater is not coming along. It's too bulky. But because that first sock is done, the second sock is in the works, I need to make sure I have enough in case I finish that, because we'll be sitting around and chatting. So this is going to be an upcoming cast on. I still want to cast on another sweater and a shawl. I've got all kinds of things I want to cast on, so we'll see what happens there. Stash enhancement, I got none. I haven't bought any yarn. Haven't really been purchasing a whole lot of anything right now, so I don't have any stash enhancement. So I guess we're just gonna keep motoring along. To life lately. Or wait, non-knit loves. Let's not skip. Let's look at non-knit loves. Some things I've been loving that aren't related to knitting. Baking. I've been doing some, barely any, but enough baking. Found a new baked oatmeal recipe that I absolutely love, and have been messing around with that kind of thing and just seeing what I can do. Been looking in more cookbooks lately as opposed to just on Pinterest, because I'm looking at a beautiful stack of cookbooks, and I have some of my mom's cookbooks too, so I have no excuses. I need to make some delicious things, but I'm kind of putting the hold on the baking right now because we will be going out of town. But another non-knit love, this beautiful guy here. This guy has supposed to be featured on this podcast for since Christmas, so 3 months now? 3 months. And he has not made it yet because he sits on my bed all happily and I forget. But this cute guy was who I got for Christmas, and I haven't named him yet even, so give me any suggestions if you know a good name for this cute little woolly mastodon. But Justin, my husband, saw him and was like, he's got to be the mascot. He's the mascot for this podcast. So I think I should just have him sitting next to me in the future. But he's so cute. Look at him. And he's got this, I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Look at that scarf. Look at it. It's so cute. But he is the mascot to our podcast. So I had to finally share. I saw him and I went, oh my goodness, I haven't shared him with you. And if you haven't guessed, I'm a stuffed animal crazy person, so he will sit right here. But that was another non-knit love. Third non-knit love, a little weird one, I guess, but I should put it in here because I've been trying to do more of it. I finally bought a yoga mat. I wanted to buy a yoga mat for years, and I just never did it because I kept telling myself, well, I actually have to make it worth the investment, even though it's not a huge investment, it's money, so I want to actually make it worth it. And I finally bought one, and I'm really glad I did because I'm not doing a whole lot, but it's more than nothing, and I'm enjoying it. So now I have the right tools. I have a yoga mat, so I've really been enjoying that. And everybody loves Yoga with Adrienne, so I've been trying to learn some things with that YouTube channel. But we'll see what happens. But that's another non-knit love, which just has me move into life lately. Like I said, short episode, but that's okay because I've got a lot of stuff that will hopefully be coming up soon because I've got a lot of stuff to work on actually. Like I've been saying throughout the entire episode thus far, we are going out of town next week. We are going on vacation to see my friends and meet my friend's new baby and just have a lot of fun. And so I'm hoping to get some knitting on those socks done, but since my friends aren't knitters, I'm not planning on getting a ton of knitting done because we're going to be laughing and playing games and spoiling the baby and just having all of the fun. So we'll see how much knitting I actually get done. But that's just been kind of like taking my time because I'm just so excited to go out of town around work. So it'll be nice. It'll be a nice vacation, especially since we had a snowstorm a week ago, 2 weeks ago now. That was really bad. We got a lot of snow. My husband and I made the mistake of going out that day and getting our car stuck, and it was an ordeal to get it out and then get home. But with that snowstorm, it basically snowed in our area, the Houghton, Michigan area in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. We basically everybody was kind of snowed in for like 2 days, and thankfully I didn't have to work either of those days, so I decided to take it as a sign that I needed to knit on that sweater, which is why that sweater got so much love. But now that we have all this snow and nowhere to put it, it'll be so nice to go out of town even if they have snow too. So that has been a good thing to look forward to. Just trying to think. Ah, yes. I said more knitting was coming. Then when the week we get back, or right when we get back from vacation, I will be doing a knitting or crochet demo. I'm not sure which one, or maybe both, for a fiber sale that my local community arts center is having. They have it every year. It's called the Fiberama. And most years I miss it because I don't realize it's happening, and then I don't request work off of work. But this year I actually requested off of work, and the person who is involved is having people do demos. And they already have a spinning demo, so I don't have to cart a wheel with me. But she asked for knitting or crochet or both, and I said sure, but now I have no idea what I'm going to do. So I have to figure out pretty quickly how to demo knitting and crochet, because I don't think I'm actually teaching anyone. I think I'm just demoing. So I'll be sitting there and knitting or crochet. I don't know. But I'm like on the fence of what I'm going to do. So I have to figure that out too. So hopefully from that I'll at least have a few stories to tell, if not something to show you. Or some stash enhancement we may see, depending on if I spend all of my money on our vacation or not. But that's the stuff that's coming up. That's been life. It's a lot of things that are coming and not things that have happened. So you'll hear about it again. I'm trying to think. Yeah. It's been pretty quiet around here, but that's okay. That's January, February in the UP. You just kind of hole up and pray for the snow to melt. So that's kind of what we've been doing. Drinking tea, praying for the snow to melt, watering my plants, dreaming of green things, and vacation. I feel like I should have more. But I think this is it. So with that, I think I will let you guys go. Just a reminder, I'm most active on Instagram, so if you're looking for me somewhere, I would say find me on Instagram as Victoria Schwanke. And check out the blog, because all of the show notes for this podcast and other episodes are located on the blog, woolymastadon.wordpress.com. But with that, I think I will let you guys go and have a wonderful another month or so. I'm going to still trying to do this monthly. We're going to keep this going. Hopefully I'll have more to show next month, and maybe just fun things to show along the way. But with that, I'll leave you and have a great week. Bye!